What's going on, guys, and welcome to Kings of the Storm 3. I'm Solid Jake. I'm joined by
The Kubi.
the Kubi.
The
no,
Kubi.
no longer OB. I'm formerly known as Omega Black Mage.
That's right. Yep. Changed the name to the Kubi.
Officially the Kubi
The
now.
Kubi.
This is our first time casting together.
Yes, man. I'm so excited.
Yeah, Kings of the Storm 2 was just about a month ago now. You were in Japan for that.
That's right. I was.
And, a lot has happened. I mean, we just had BlizzCon this past week.
I can't believe how much the meta has changed over the last month. It's crazy.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of different things happen. Of course, we've had a patch since then as well. So the meta has shifted quite a bit, and we've got a really, really huge event here for you guys. Now, Liquid has, in fact, dropped out. They did qualify. This is a qualifier. Now, we have weeklies that happen every single weekend. And the points that you receive from those events qualify you for the monthly, and of course the monthly has a larger prize pool. We're sitting at a $500 prize pool.
Winner take all.
Winner takes all.
It's a big one.
$100 a piece for this event this weekend. Now, if you look at League and Dota,
of course,
comparatively, but the game's in alpha. $500.
Sure.
Provided by our sponsors, Katia and Sia Steve, Kitten of the Storm. So big shout out to them for sponsoring this event, and Sia Steve for organizing the whole thing.
Of course.
He's actually sitting on the other side of the room, running the
backstage.
Backstage, backstage. Well, guys, we're gonna actually just hop on over, take a look at the bracket here, see what we have going on for the event, and we can see at the top of the bracket we got Symbiote versus Dream State, Evil Geniuses versus ESV Wildfire, and then on the lower half we have
2 Arc-Iliad versus Tempest, and Glorious versus Clairvoyant.
Now, round 1 is actually a best of one. Best of one. So it's do or die in round 1, but this is, in fact, a double elimination bracket. So there is a loser's bracket. You can't see it on this graphic here, but if you go to KOTS.challenge.com, you can see the full bracket there. It will be updating live as all the matches do go on today. There's actually 2 other streams available. Do you know the links?
I'm going to go with, I think Kevin Naki is streaming.
Twitch.tv/Kevin
Kevin Naki, and then the other one is on Xander, twitch.tv.
Xander the Gamer.
Xander the Gamer.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, very good, very good. So those are the other streams. They'll be helping cover all these matches, so I believe they're going to be doing Symbiote and Dream State, and I'm not sure which other matches.
I believe it's 2 Arc.
2 Arc, yeah.
2
So
Arc
it looks like
Tempest,
Glorious and Clairvoyant will be played off stream as we progress through the bracket. So all day long here today, we're going to be having these matches up here, and you know what? We actually have the lobby ready.
We do.
It looks like the players are all ready. Let's just confirm.
Yep. You know what I'm always excited about is seeing how the best of one changes risk.
Yeah.
In terms of picks, in terms of how they play and everything. So it's always good to see how that changes everything.
All right. Well, the players are ready, and we're actually going to get the draft rolling here, and we'll see in just a moment.
And what's this new rule we have here for drafting? 75-second timer. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays into things.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's hard to do the timers without an actual interface, but we're gonna do our best to keep this draft rolling here because we've had drafts that each pick can take a pretty extensive amount of time. It looks like we have a ban on Abathur and a ban on Arthas, and the first pick is going to be Tychus on the side of ESV Wildfire. Tyrael, Tassadar, immediate response.
Very quick.
Coming out for Evil Geniuses. Just going to be grabbing Tyrael and Tassadar. Very, very, very quick there. So Tychus, Tyrael, Tassadar, really top tier heroes. They're within our we consider them top tier, as well as Arthas and Abathur. So no big surprises. Nothing that's really unique. Like you said, best of one. Not going to be a lot of risk in this. It's just going to play towards the top tier heroes.
Yeah, I would expect to see very, very standard picks, especially for the first 2-3 heroes on each team. So. Of course, going into it. All right, so what can we expect to see next? Who is left? Let's see, maybe Nubarak. There's a possibility there, of course. Tychus, Tassadar. And then, of course, we're looking into damage and support, too, coming up as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Falstad, very, very likely pick. I'm pretty sure we'll see a Falstad in this game, just based off of the fact that he's really strong. But with your Chen coming out now.
Okay, Chen is... It's pretty early to see Chen, I would say. So that is certainly interesting.
It's early, but they know that EG likes to rely on Chen a lot. They play a lot of Chen. Not that they don't have other heroes available, but I think that's just a comfort pick for them, and just because they know EG does lean towards Chen quite a bit.
So I'll pick too.
So I like the choice, and Uther, of course, largely considered the best healer in the game. Really, just a safe pick there. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Sometimes you'll see Chen picked up almost like to isolate people. pops his heroic Panda Pals, and then just gets in there, almost separates somebody out from the rest of the fight. So sometimes you'll see him picked as a counter pick for Nova maybe, but pretty early. And I didn't really see anyone that early that really signified needing Chen, so certainly some other reasons for that.
Well, EG responds, with a new Varak and Falstad. That timer is not even needed. These guys are pretty
moving fast.
Go. This is actually
I like it though. It's good.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I mean, already looking at this composition, we have a new Varak, Falstad, and Tyrael. You have the ability to judgment and throw down a shock and all with that, and then you combine that with the multiple stuns, up to 4 stuns once you have rewind a new Varak. Like the amount of lockdown and just control they have of that fight to just remove someone from the battle. If they don't want to worry about any, like Nova would be such a scary pick for Wildfire at this point, because you can just remove her. I mean, absolutely, with a composition like this. So it's a nice start. It's a really scary team, and I'm liking EG's draft a lot.
It is interesting that they saved their support till the end for the last pick.
It's interesting, but I mean, when you consider that you have so many options, like Malfurion, Brightwing, it's reactionary at this point. So I mean, their support isn't really the key factor in this, because none of the supports are banned out. There's a lot of options available, and Uther was already taken. Are we going to see ESV Wildfire grab Rhaegar or something? I don't think so.
Okay. Let's see. So what, like you were saying, Malf might be a good choice for them, but what do they have left in terms of picks?
Well, I mean, we see Wildfire sitting on Tychus, Chen, and Uther.
Yeah.
And that's pretty strong. And they actually go with a Nova, which is really interesting because she can be removed so easily, and Stitches.
Yeah.
An interesting
okay,
pick.
so it seems like
there's the Rhaegar.
I'm gonna say yeah, of course. So we knew that they would be picking up some kind of support there. So Nova Stitches. Now, of course, they have the Uther on their side too, so they can perhaps get a pick. Uther maybe sprints forward, gets that Divine Storm just to lock the rest of the team out. Nova deletes the other person on their team. That could be something that we're looking for.
I mean, the hook with Stitches, and then you have Chen going with the flying kick, and Nova can just really remove someone from the fight. The sustained damage you have with the Odin and just Tychus in general, and then of course Divine Storm can really just rip people apart. It can definitely work, but they're really relying on hooks in this composition. Like they need to get those picks. They really do, because the flat out engagement and like just the amount of initiation they have available. They don't even have to run Lust with this. I actually think this could be an ancestral composition.
I think it almost has to be.
Yeah,
if you look at the rest of the people on the
Lust
team.
could work. If they got ahead, Lust could work in that sense if you have a lead, because then you can just power through and win.
But you don't have any of those obvious synergies.
Right. You get the dive in with either Burrow Charge or Judgment, and you have the ancestral available.
No, that's not true, though. They have Archon. So they can definitely make that work for sure.
Yeah, so. I mean, it's definitely a viable thing. But both options are completely, available here.
That's really
a great choice.
One of the strongest points that Rhaegar has. 2 very, very viable heroics to be taken, and you don't really know what they're going to do until that level 10 hits.
Yeah. So anybody watching Kings of the Storm for the first time here in this broadcast, we actually have a unique setup here, and the way we use the actual in-game draft screen to display the drafts, you'll notice the middle slot is not shown. That's actually just a bug in the interface. It thinks that the respective observers are taking up that slot. So anybody wondering why it says invite in the middle screen instead of that 5th hero, you can see on the sides here to get the full representation. So on the side right now, that's ESV Wildfire, and if we switch that out, you'll see Evil Genius has Tassadar as their 5th there as well. The players are ready, so guys, we're going to get rolling here, and I'm going to give them the GLHF. Good luck, have fun.
Let's get into it.
Ready on up, and here we go. Well, this is, in fact, Dragonshire.
Dragonshire, yep. I was just going to mention that. Interesting. I mean, obviously, Stitches isn't necessarily needed to be on Cursed Hollow, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily the strongest Stitches map, too, so I found that pick to be, I guess, a bit interesting, but we'll see how it plays out.
I mean, Stitches has fallen off quite a bit lately.
He has.
Chen,
he really
with
has.
Chen and a noob just being more often than less just kind of like a safer pick in the early portions of the game. He's really not quite as popular as he once was, but he's still very good. The ability to pick someone, just pull them completely out of the battle here. But you know what? Let's go ahead and introduce our teams.
Sure. Okay, so for EG, we have Faye on Falstad, Chilatek on Anubarak, Kilax on Rhaegar, Idra on Tassadar, and LZ Gamer on Tyrael.
And for ESV Wildfire, we got Wargreymon rocking the Nova. Techi's going to be playing as Tychus. Iacona will be playing as Uther. On Chen, we have Pickles, and last but not least, Stitches will be played by Poom. Now, Poom, well known to be the warrior. He actually likes to play Diablo. We've seen him play
of course,
Diablo with Lightning Breath, and I always enjoy watching Poom play. So
one of the last Diablos.
One of the last. That would be a great movie, The Last Diablo. It's like a samurai film, but it's actually just Diablo. Sham 2 would watch it. He would buy 10,000 tickets, and it would be a beautiful thing. Shout out to Sham 2 for hosting the BlizzCon stage.
Yes, yeah, he did a very, very nice job.
He really did. He made us proud.
He did, of course. I gotta be honest with you, no super weird picks. I think the only one worth mentioning maybe is that Faye took Bride. And it's not super weird. I mean, you have the mobility, of course, so you can just get around. And Giants are, I'd say, especially strong on this map too, especially if you can get a situation where you're pushing down lane, 4 Giants on bottom. But quite the engagement down here. 3 bottom lane.
Yep.
Each team.
Yep. Each team have 3 on bottom. I mean, we have the Tyrael, Chen in the top lane. Not a lot going to be happening there. It's a very even lane. Well, 2 of the top laners in the game. And Tassadar Stitches, again, a very neutral lane. Tassadar should be able to outpush Stitches a little bit. But yeah, this bottom lane is where the action's going to be for the start of this match. Now, both teams just going to continue to posture, and we might see some people try to roam and gank a little bit. Might see a Wargreymon floating around, and of course, Faye has the omnipresence with Fly on this map, of course.
Yeah. And surprisingly, we see Chen dominating the top lane. Not something I expected to see. Tyrael known to be quite the good laner.
When you consider the fact that Chen never really has to take damage with the brew, he can
true.
just consistently soak up every ounce of damage. He's actually, I mean, people have just learned to be absolutely terrifying in lane with him, so he can definitely push back pretty much anyone. One of the other laners that a lot of people like to kind of sit on is actually Hammer. Hammer is actually quite good in lane, in my opinion.
It is true. It is true. EG doing a pretty good job holding down this bottom tribute, or shrine. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, bottom shrine. Yep, Idra actually floated down for a little bit. I don't think he lost any XP in the lane there. Just seeing what he can get done. Maybe try to throw something down. And actually, both shrines are going to be under control here. Yeah. Oh, almost. Not quite.
So Nova, of course, very good at deleting heroes, but not until 7 and later. Her early game is not super high damage. Of course, she can get good snipes out of cloak, but it's not going to really erase anyone unless they're sticking out way later than they should be.
Right. She has a lot of damage, like you said, but until she has hot shots, she's not absolutely terrifying.
Of course, doesn't have that burst potential just yet.
But again, very scary. A lot of damage, I mean, in general here, just with Tychus and Nova.
Passive.
But yeah, both teams are really just kind of playing passively. The top lane, again, these guys just kind of dueling it out. Pickle's managing to continue to hold that versus LZ's Tyrael, but not a ton happening. And the Clairvoyance goes down. EG will almost always get Clairvoyance. Chill attack a little far forward there, but it doesn't matter when you have the shielding from Idra's Tassadar and the healing from Rhaegar. He's going to be just fine.
We do see the Tassadar is sort of poking down a little bit, providing some damage with storms where he can.
But Puma is just pushing him right on back, and Keelak has to float on up here.
I mean, Tassadar is no slouch in lane either. It's good on him to hold that lane.
Techie getting a lot of damage on Faye, but Faye's going to get out of there. And, Keelak stepped away for 1 second. Wildfire realized that they had a 3v2 situation. They put the pressure on. Nicely done there, realizing the opportunity they had. And Faye needs to back up here. Taking a lot of damage. Really nice grenade.
So scary.
Very scary indeed. Faye's actually going to be hearthing back here. Both shrines are, kind of in favor, not in control, but in favor. Pickle's going to try to cap this top shrine. And Idra's going to be pressed to just, make sure they cannot tap this Dragonite while it's available for them. But actually, as soon as we say that, Chillitek moves on and steals this. He's taking a lot of damage.
So too. Faye coming in a bit too late to help. So I think that they will get control. Going in, flying pressure.
Yeah, they should be able to get control of this, no problem, but Idra shouldn't give up the Dragonite. I mean, Poom's going to try for it. We see it's available here, but it's very unlikely that Poom will actually be able to cap this.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what kind of rotations they come up with here, because of course you still need to have the presence to keep the shrine, but at some point you need to actually capture the Dragonite too, so yeah, that's always a conflict.
He was going for it there. He's getting a lot of damage to Idra right now, but the shrines are no longer in control. Bottom shrine was not capped. They went for it. Helix and Chillitek should be able to grab it. But a lot of damage coming out of Nova. Like, look how much damage Chillitek took just from a few shots, and he's got to be careful here. He's really quite low. The shield goes down, the shield ally.
Does he have his burrow? No, it doesn't need it. Oh.
that was really scary indeed. A lot of people low health there. We see multiple Hearthstones coming out for Evil Geniuses. The Knights or the Giants going to be pushing down this bottom lane.
And now's the time to do it. They got to go.
Yep, and yeah, 2 people back. I mean, Dragon Shrine available. They just move to the middle lane and they capture this. This is going to be the first Dragon Knight of the game here for ESV Wildfire. Nicely done.
Okay, so there's a... I see a lot of teams overextend, especially with the first Dragon Knight. You can definitely run in there, and with the lower health pool, because of course scales as the game goes on. People, and we already see it happening.
Yeah,
he's already down to half health, and he still has 40 seconds left on it.
Yep, just back up.
I would love to see teams just play a little more passive with it, just poke, get as much damage out of it as you can, because it really secures you a super solid lane that you don't have to think about at all. You can apply pressure elsewhere, which is what it kind of looks like they're doing right now. Just smart. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a very smart thing, because if you're overreacting to in the Dragon Knight, I mean, earlier on in the meta, we saw more and more people actually just kind of overreacting. All 5 would go in to defend the Dragon Knight, but now people realize, no, it's much more valuable to be soaking those lanes. And we even see that ESV Wildfire is going for the split push with the Dragon Knight, and I really like it. It's a really nice, smart play. They got this wall down anyways.
It's good damage.
The Dragon Knight's just about dead, and there it goes, drops on down here. But what did they get? They got a wall and 2 towers in different lanes out of that. And the top lane, of course, is fine, but actually look how much damage Pickles has managed to do against this wall here versus their wall.
Yeah, drained all the ammo out of the towers.
No damage at all, yeah. So, yeah, this game, I mean, Wildfire has a level advantage, just by a little bit. I mean, all teams have heroics. But in terms of just push and levels, and we see Giants be taken for both teams right now, but it's looking good for them. It really is. And remember, this is a best-of-1 series.
Yep. Very interesting pick. I see Web Wrap, something that we don't see too often. Do they have any AoE ticks on the other team? Not really. So I'm okay with it. I'd like to see what kind of effectiveness they get out of it. It's not a very common pick, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, I like that Impale, just walking in, just getting an Impale, see if we can get it done. There really wasn't a follow-up to it, so I'm not too sure what the thought process was there. Maybe just getting damage down. He has full mana, so why not? Clairvoyance goes down just to give Evil Geniuses the extra vision here. Pickles continuing to pressure this top lane like a boss. Yep. We just see that he's just going ham. He's just taking as much damage as he can with his brew. I mean, you know, when LZ as Tyrael doesn't have the disrupt here, oh my goodness, the burrow was actually interrupted by the stun, and he just got obliterated. Like, very well done by ESV Wildfire. This is going to give them a big opportunity to push down this bottom lane.
Yeah, they threw down a lot for it, but that was quick. Whew.
Yeah, like Chilitech got forward. He's like, well, I can be annoying and I can just burrow out and I'll be fine. But they got the stun just in time. Nicely done by Iacona there, getting that stun.
Okay.
Well, yeah. 15 seconds on the shrines. Now all 5 members of EG will be back up. Death timers are very short at this point in the game. We're only 7 minutes in.
Sure. And like you said, just a small half level lead, but they are going to hit 13. Before EG, so we'll like to see what those level 13 talents play into it.
A nice initiation here, though. We have them all going in. The Judgment goes down, and Boom Boom's actually taking a lot of damage. Is he going to be able to fall, though? It looks like he's actually going to live this. The beautiful precision strike actually doesn't do anything. Wasn't beautiful at all. Nicely positioned, but oh my goodness, the Ancestral Healing on LZ Gamer doing a lot of work. Burrow Charge going on in on Tech People is going to be backing up here. No one has died yet. A lot of people really low, but not a single death.
What a trade fight. And actually, I would say EG spent 2 heroics and Wildfire only spent 1. So I guess if you had to say somebody, won there, I would guess I would give it to Wildfire.
I mean, I think it was a mistake to try to kill Poom. Stitches isn't really an easy target. Yeah, they had him low, but they continued to focus on him a little bit longer than they should have. And I think by shifting to a damage, it might have worked out a little bit better for them.
Okay, and of course we just see them pushing down bottom lane, and again with the hook.
Wow. Beautiful hook and the immediate stun afterwards, just removing him from the fight. He's supposed to be their tank. Doesn't matter, we didn't get the hook we wanted because we can kill you quick enough. This is what they needed, and it's working.
Yeah, and no heroics spent that time. Just a quick burst of race right there. They were making this competition work.
Yeah, they really are. The Gorge goes down here. He actually got Helax. Helax taking a lot of damage. He's going to fall. LZ Gamer is going to fall as well here as he gets very low. Yes, we see the shrink rate going down. And you know what? This is looking nothing but beautiful for ESV Wildfire at this point in time. We said at the start of the game they're going to need those hooks to get the advantage here, and they're getting them. Now, it's only 1 level down for EG. They're not out of it yet. It's still very early. 1 fort down, 1 level down, and it's still a pretty even game here.
We see them going up to take Knights, EG on their side.
They're taking knights, yep. And, you know, those will be taken relatively quickly here. We see ESV is rotating right down the middle of the map. And they're going to be capping these Dragon Trines to try to grab the Dragonite.
I think they might get it.
I think they might as well. We'll see. It's
okay, no, Faye's responding. Of course, she has the most range. Yep.
Ooh. Yep, just in time, you know. It's really cutting it quite close there for EG. They weren't really trying to get the Dragonite at all. They actually, there it is. I mean, they just kind of give it up there. The hook was almost beautiful. So very close.
All right, nice. Okay, we just see them poking. Just trying to apply some damage. Interrupted out of the kick.
Yeah, nicely done. I mean, just stopping him in his tracks there, but Pickles is going to be rotating up as his team goes with him. They're going to the top lane, opting to pressure there instead. Make sure those Knights don't get anything done. They don't want to give up any damage. They're continuing to keep their walls really healthy in this match, and they want to keep it that way. EG is postured, and you know, both the middle and top lane, they're not really too sure if Wildfire is going to commit just yet. We see them committing now, and EG is in fact rotating right on up. We got all 5 members of each team here. Will they be able to get this one?
I should think if they play this right, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to, especially with the high health pool of the Dragonite going up right now.
Yeah, but Pickles is really kind of far forward. He's just kind of going for it. I mean, he's got 10 seconds left on the Dragonite, but he's not going to utilize that. They got a good amount of damage done, and they're moving on in here. We see the nice Impale go down. Will the Judgment go down on Wargrave Mondo? Is LZ going to commit to that? Oh my god, Chill Attack gets hooked on in. He gets the Gorge as well. He should have Burrow Charge available. Yep, a nice Judgment time. Oh my goodness, everything is distorted. My sound sounds like I just got dunked in an aquarium. We have a lot of damage going down. LZ Gamer is in the front line. He's going to be falling here. Panda Pals just in time to put out a Divine Storm, hitting 2 or 3 members of EG, and that's going to, Idra is going to be put here. Faye's going to be the last woman standing here.
That was not how I expected that fight to go, especially with the value that they got out of that shock and awe right at the beginning. I assume that would have been cleaned up right fast, but they actually turned that around really nice. And you know what? It came down to the Divine Storm was just so nice.
Yeah, and the fact they have the double health bars on both Techie and Panda Pals here on Pickles, it's, you know, it makes a big difference because you can dive on in all you want, and you can delete our Nova, but we still have a lot of damage out there.
Of course, also they had 16 talents. Those are often quite big. Stitches is going a full slam build here, so if he has the stun with the Divine Storm, you're looking at people locked down for a really, really long time.
And it's really showing off here the amount of damage they can put out and the amount of lockdown they can put down. We see LZ and Chillacheck here in the bottom lane. We've got 2 members of Wildfire, but Wildfire is positioning ready to gank. Now, we see the Clairvoyance, in fact, on the Giant, so they know Techie's not in the fight. Is EG going to try to get greedy here and go for an
I'm going to guess that they're going to, obviously they'll try to stave this off if they can, but they probably want to just soak just for this extra half level because, like I was saying, those extra talents that they're hitting at level 16, they mean quite a bit in team fights.
Yeah, they really do, and they're not that far away. Going to be grabbing these Giants up here.
I like this decision.
Give them the extra XP there, and just keep soaking up this middle and bottom lane. Top lane completely empty right now. Both teams realize they cannot be separated at this point in time because if Wildfire is going to be pushing as 5, EG needs to be responding as 5.
Okay, we see Faye. Looks like she'll be going up to take the top shrine, and yes, Wildfire is not having any of that. They're just saying, all right, you're going to do that. We're going to push right in. Got 4 Giants. Why not? We can do so much siege damage right here.
And I like this call entirely. I mean, they have a lead, they have the ability to pressure, and they're going to go for it. That top shrine doesn't mean a whole lot for EG right now because the Dragonites are not going to be taken anytime soon, but they need to respond here and defend what they can. But this wall is going to be falling here, and EG is going to be pressed to defend this keep.
Seeing very, very standard talents picked out of EG for their 16s.
The hook and the Gorge on Umbrak once again. Chillatek really just kind of getting out of position, and not necessarily out of position, but the shock and all does a lot of damage. A completely whiff precision strike by the Nova here. Pickle's taking a lot of damage on his Panda Pals. Idra doing what he can, but he's getting very low. Needs to fall back here. Odin at full health, just chipping away from afar. The hook almost got Kelax there, but not quite. And 26 seconds left on the Uberak's death timer. Boom is getting pretty low. The Panda Palace is on cooldown, so Pickles can't take too much damage here. Actually, Flying Kick over LZ Gamer might cost him his life here, and it is in fact going to cost him his life here. Iacona gonna fall as well. You know what? Wildfire just went in a little bit too ham there. It looked really, really, really good when they got that first initial hook. You take out their main tank.
That was the definition of overextension. I will say that. They had a really, really nice pick with the Stitches hook, and that has been the story of the game for their team fights. They get those hooks. And honestly, Uberak's not the first person you think of when it's like, what's our hook target on the other team? But they land the hook, and they have so many stuns. he can't get out. I mean, typically you would see just a burrow charge out, and it's like, okay, reset to a situation where you just don't have some key moves on cooldown, but they're getting that kill. Unfortunately, we saw them overextend there, and they got a little bit too greedy trying to go for that bottom keep, but they've been setting up their team fights really well, I gotta say that.
I mean, as bad as that was for them, though, I mean, EG has gotten nothing done all game long. This is what they need. This is going to put them back into an even level at this point in the game, and they need to just take out a couple forts here. They're not even going to press for that keep. They're just going to get as much XP as they can. Try to make sure they're in the same kind of level advantage once we get close to 20. We're getting very close to 20 right now. If they can hit 20 first, they're going to have that advantage for the next team fight for the first time in this game, and that's what they need.
Okay, so of course we just see both teams playing pretty passive. Not doing anything too crazy with the Dragon Knight, just kind of cleaning up those forts that are exposed. And of course they can do that at this point in the game, level 19. They can take those out very quickly.
I mean, with the Dragon Knight, he has another 20 seconds left here, so they're going to try to push down this wall at the very least. Wildfire, though, going in for the back door. They realize they're out of position. EG realizes this is happening. Few players rotating down. Dragon Knight, I mean, we see Hearthstone going down for multiple players. This keep is going to fall. Helax actually gets hooked and forged here by Poom. Nicely done. The Odin is down as well. Oh my goodness, instant healing going down. The big shock and all going down as well. Is Helax going to get out of this? No, the strike. My goodness, he's still alive. He's still living. He's backing up here. They're chasing and chasing, but it's not working out for him. They lost Nova. They're going in. EG's doing a ton of damage here. Pandapal's not going to be enough to sustain. Judgment going down on Iacona. He's going to fall as well. Pandapals are on the run. Pickles at full health, and Teki, they just need to back on up here. You know what? They just...
You want to see value on Ancestral Healing. That's the definition of it right there. Like, I can't believe he didn't die, Rhaegar, there. That was...
I mean, nicely done by the whole team, because if Idra didn't throw his shield down on him, if he didn't get the last second chain heal off on himself, Wolfform just allowing him to get out of position. Just just enough to get him out of that situation. And they chased, again, we saw that earlier by EG, they chased a little bit too long. They thought they had the kill. They didn't switch targets soon enough. And while they did that, EG just went in on Nova and removed her from the fight, and that's a lot of damage that they just didn't have.
This is very typical EG style. They just sit back, okay, we just wait, we wait. Get to that late game, and we just take very, very passive fights. Look for that overextension, go.
Now, you notice there was no hesitation on the burrow charge that time. Chilotek didn't try to do anything. He noticed he got pulled in. He burrow charged immediately. Didn't throw down his shield. Didn't do anything. Said, get me out of here. You guys have removed me so many times at this point in the game. And I like EG's call to move back here. They realize all 5 members are up.
Of course, they have level 20, of course, so they have good position on the map right now. They can kind of do whatever they want. Anything interesting taken for level 20 heroics? Resurgence on Nubarak and Tyrael. Storm Shield on Rhaegar. Shock and Awe upgrade on Faye. And, of course, Dark Archon on Tassadar.
Well, we got both teams taking their knights here. We'll see where they rotate. We see multiple players rotating to the top lane. This is now the new point.
Almost mirrored
of interest here. Yeah, everyone's just rotating right on up here to the top lane. Shrines are up. This top shrine will be fought for. Poom is going to be looking for that hook. And will he get someone? Will he get Chilotek once again? The Clairvoyant's going down here. And, just some nice damage thrown down out of EG. They got a lot of range damage they can toss around.
And it's kind of awkward for Poom because, I mean, most of these team fights that they've been starting up have been through hooks. But, of course, if you have the marks in the way, and EG's doing a really good job standing behind them. So almost sort of taking away their initiation, which they so desperately have been relying on this whole game. So.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because hook is really what they need. We see Wargreymon is playing really passively in the back here. He knows if he gets picked off, that's a lot of
look at that.
Lot of
as soon as the creeps disappear, EG backs up. They know that opportunity is there for them now.
They're very, very smart. I like this, just throwing down the Clairvoyants everywhere where they think they might be. They want to lock down this shrine, and we see that Wildfire is actually just kind of backing up here. Just kind of feeling out their options, making sure EG's not trying to do something cheeky, make sure they're not trying to flank. The hook goes down on Idra, but doesn't actually manage to hit him. But Pickle's going right on in on Faye. Faye was a little bit forward, and oh my god, everything's going down. The heroics are down. Pickles goes right on in. The Ancestral Healing used already on LG Gamer. Poom falling very low. Is he going to fall? Divine Storm has massive value, followed up with a Precision Strike. LG Gamer is going to fall here. Shock and Awe is not going to be able to get the kill on Poom. Actually hits nothing at all, and a lot of damage coming out from this Odin. EG needs to back up here, but you know what? Wargreymon is so very low. Well, not anymore after the Well and the Uther heal. And Wildfire just, again, they put a lot of damage down on the Stitches. And
so they took out the Tyrael pretty quickly, but of course he has Resurgence. So I guess the next thing you're looking at is how much did they spend in that engagement, and we didn't see any Gorge, and actually that's the only one. So pretty even exchange considering. I mean, but EG will have to of course play a little bit more passively with one of their resurgences down. It should be interesting to see how that affects the next engagement. But
well, we see Wildfire coming right down here. All of EG is ready to roll. We see Faye is positioned in the back very nicely. But Pickle's going right in on Faye. We see Storm Shield going down. Chilotech is very, very low here, but Puma is getting low as well. Nice Divine Storm once again. Idra needs to fall back here. Does he have Archon ready? It does not look like it. And, you know, the Ancestral goes out of Chilotech as he goes right over the Burrow Charge. Very nicely done. This is actually looking quite good for EG. Everyone is pretty low to Burrow Charge. Once again, the rewind, very valuable. Pickles is going to fall because Panda Palace was again on cooldown. And the Judgment is not going to be enough here, though, because EG is not right. I don't really agree with that Judgment. It was, they didn't have the follow-up available. So.
Step forward, he gets away with it. Wow, really, really nice play from Chilotech there, I gotta say. He knew when the Ancestral Healing was going down. He immediately just like snapped the finger, pulled the trigger, went in, rewound on his Burrow Charge, just went in and secured the kills. It was nice, well played.
Yeah, well, we see this Shrine is going to be grabbed here in favor of ESV Wildfire. It looks like Wildfire is going to be rotating up to the top lane as well, as we see. Faye gets out just in time, but Wargreymon is going to capture this almost instantly after they leave. EG should realize the Shrine getting captured, and they should rotate to defend this Dragonite, but Poom is in position to grab it if EG does not defend here.
They are very passive on the map, I gotta say, surprisingly. I'm not really sure if they're going to really try to pressure for this Knight or go for camps, so they have Giants pressuring bottom. Definitely going to go for this.
Well, the nice hook on LZ Gamer, the Divine Storm's follow-up. LZ is getting healed up right quick. It's something should be just about off cooldown there. We see it going down on him, LZ Gamer's immediately jumping in. The Storm Shield goes down. Poop in the back line trying to get a Gorge done, but he actually just drops out Chilotech. Poop will be falling here. Can't really be in the backline for that long. Scissor Strike doing a lot of damage, but so is Shock and Awe. Wargreymon effectively has to just walk right on back here. We see Panda Pals running away. Chilotech with a nice attempt with the Burrow Charge, but, you know, Wildfire is in full retreat at this point.
They didn't get that typical initiation that they were getting early game. You saw Stitches sort of, he walked into the fight and was saying, okay, who can I Gorge here? And just ended up spending too much time in that situation. You saw him get bursted down very quickly, and then, of course, the super value on that Shock and Awe hit like 3 or 4 targets. Just dealing so much damage, forcing ESV Wildfire back up.
Well, you know, Idra is in a good position to try to grab this here, and he's actually going to be able to get this Dragonite no problem because Wildfire backed up just a little bit too late. You know, we had Wargreymon a nice attempt, but he wasn't going to be in time. We see Keelax actually just opting to go heal the full, so we're going to see Idra relatively passive with this Dragonite because he knows Keelax won't be there. They need that heal, so he's just going to keep the pressure on the map, keep the map cleared. Like, this bottom lane has had Catapults this whole time, and Faye has just had to keep racking it up. And she does, in fact, she doesn't actually have Seasoned Marksman.
No, she chose to go Bribe this game.
Is Wargreymon running Seasoned Marksman?
No, that's they almost always take the snipe damage.
That's right, it's the same portrait.
Out of
almost
cloak. Yep.
I'm looking at it from afar, guys. Yeah, so we see Idric here again. He's got another 55 seconds here on this Dragonite, passively waiting for his other teammates to arrive, and here they are, pushing up this bottom lane. Chilotech taking a ton of damage. A beautiful Divine Storm goes down. The Dragonite's getting a lot of value, but Pickles still has Phantom Pals available. This is Strike getting absolutely nothing done. Idra has, you know, the multiple health pulls with the Dragonite here, so he can keep the pressure forward a little bit here, but he doesn't want to get separated too far from his team. He's running back here. Poom throws down the Gorge. Idra's going to try to kill through while he's there, but Fate's going to fall. And this is really well done by Wildfire because they're just really taking this fight, even though the enemy team has this Dragonite available here. Chilotech is back because of the Resurgence. A big red button goes down. Dragonite about to collapse here. And is EG going to be able to turn this?
Yeah. Are they overextending? No, it does not look like so.
Oh, Chilotech once again just
so that was actually interesting the way that fight started. You could see him start up on the Burrow Charge, and they just have so many stuns available on the other team. He started to go into the ground, and they're like, no, we're going to lock you in place. We're going to take you out.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're losing one member right now. They're down Faye. They don't have a lot of their damage. They really need that, so EG is in full retreat. They don't have a keep to defend them. Wildfire's opting to go for these Giants here on the bottom of the map, and they're probably going to grab the Knights as well. I mean, we see that Wargreymon is actually moving up to make sure nobody's getting greedy trying to capture those Knights, just kind of checking around, and we might see Wildfire move right on up here to grab these Knights. Yep, that's exactly what they're going to be doing here.
I almost wish they did that in the reverse order. Giants really apply a lot more pressure, at least since the recent changes, than the Knights do. So I almost wish that they had gone up, taken the Knights, sort of put your scout, if you will, down by Giants just to make sure they're not taking it. Go down, take Giants, and push with Giants. I think that they probably would have gotten a lot more value out of it. than doing that in the order that they did. But it's not going to cost them too much. Just a potential opportunity that they could have had.
Yeah, and you know, I just like the fact that Warriormon is effectively being a scout.
Yeah.
Kind of wandering around the map, making sure, okay, guys, we're going to do this objective. Okay, the path is clear. EG is going to be forced to respond and clean up the Knights and every Merkim they grab.
And doing a good job not getting caught out of position. Just so many times we see Novas playing that style and just, you know, just overstepping their bounds just a little bit here and boom, gone. Because Nova, of course, has no escapes. Very frail in that sense.
Well, every single Merc camp on the map that was available has been taken by Wildfire. EG is going to pressure at this keep, but meanwhile, Wildfire is running right on down. This lane is open for them. They're ready to end the game. Is EG responding in time? The hearts start to commence here. They're going to be in time to defend, and Wildfire is actually backing up at the last possible minute, realizing we could throw the game here if we're not safe, so let's continue to play it safe.
With only 2 resurgents on their team, definitely could throw the game. Interesting. I wonder what made them perhaps a communication?
I think they saw the shrines were coming up, and they're like, you know what, we can just force them back. We got this bottom lane pressured. We still have our top 4 alive. Let's capture the shrine, see if we can get a quick Dragon Knight. But EG is going to be able to try to take a fight here. They actually got these bottom giants as soon as they spawned as well. So they just said, you know what, just play safe. Just get more ahead. The game's still pretty relatively in their favor. EG actually has a level advantage, taken note, but 4 forts in favor of 2 have been taken.
Playing pretty passively, I gotta say. They, I expected them to be a little bit more aggressive, trying to protect the giants there. Maybe just felt like the situation wasn't quite right, so backed up.
EG constantly using this clairvoyance to try to make sure they feel safe. The hook goes down to Chillitek, and we're going to see if he can actually get through this. And Sessional is going to barely heal him up. That's absolutely huge. Iacona gets his Divine Storm up at the very last second, but he's going to take a lot of damage here. Faye's getting a lot of damage down. Panda Pals, they're all falling quite low. Wargreymon is very far forward, but not going to be dying here. Pickles, Poom goes down. Helax, super low. Helax goes down, so the sustainability of the healing is no longer there for EG. A beautiful flying kick. Pickles is actually going to live from this? Are you kidding me? If they try to kill Pickles, he's not going to die. He's actually just not going to die. LZ Gamer and Chillitek have to leave. LZ, oh, that was that fly kick. Oh my god!
Okay, so I was going to say that he was getting so much value just by brewing up and sitting on top of the healing ward there, and I was like, it's just a crazy play, because of course, why wouldn't you try to just kill him? He had so few health. And we've seen this mistake so many times, people just thinking they have enough damage to kill the Chad. Not quite enough, but then the crazy ghost form on Tyrael, of course, explodes a couple seconds after he dies. Deals a pretty healthy chunk of damage and just takes him out.
I mean, nicely done, but that flying kick was huge. Like, it was the max range of the flying kick. Not only did he get a kill, but he lived because of it.
Right.
So just a huge play. Huge play. Very, very well done there by Pickles. Got to give him a lot of props. LZ out of position here. This is a resurgence, so if he falls here, EG's in a really, really poor spot.
Although, I will say the targets that ended up dying in that fight was definitely in favor of Wildfire for sure, just because of who has Resurgence and who doesn't. So they ended up picking off the people who don't, which sort of gives them the map presence that they have right now.
Well, Chillitek is also in a really bad spot here. He's quite low. LG Gamer just fell. The hook goes down on Chillitek. The multi-stuns. Both tanks are down now. His Resurgence was, in fact, ready to roll, so he's going to be up, and he's already back up.
But, of course, LZ
alive.
is out for another 50 seconds. The death timers at this point in the game are brutal.
So this forces EG to sit in base. Like they're pushing out a little bit, but they know this Dragon Knight is long gone here. I mean, the bottom shrine is being capped here. Pickles is going to grab it here, and EG just kind of has to sit passively and wait and hope they can defend this. They've got 30 seconds until LZ's back up on Tyrael.
If they play this right, this should be the end of the game. If they play it right. Of course, they need to make sure that that's it. Okay, they do still have a hook, so they got to be very careful with their positioning in terms of like how they want to defend this. Burns the hook.
Yeah, he burns the hook, but Poom, doesn't have the hook available. We saw a nice impale go down from Chillitek. He's using the Burrow Charge, but does he have the sustainability in the front like that? The Gorge goes down on him. He's in a really bad spot. He likes trying to get in position to throw down the Ancestral, but he actually dies for it. And this is going to be game. I mean, ESV Wildfire has too much left. They have the multiple health bars. Iacona taking a lot of damage from Idra here, backing on up, and he's actually still alive. Poom falls. The Dragon Knight just does too much damage. 28 minutes into the game. GG to ESV Wildfire. Well played. I mean, we said in the beginning they had to get those hooks. Well, they got them.
They landed enough of them for sure. And like I was saying, you wouldn't expect Nubarak to be the target that you really want to pull, of course. Their healers and their damage dealers are going to be sitting in back line. But the amount of stuns they have was just insane. Like he couldn't move.
I mean, there's nothing else to say. That was an upset. EG,
Certainly.
they've been, people have been saying they're number 2 for a long time, and then over the last few weeks, people are like, well, maybe they're number 3 or number 4. I mean, they got 3-0'd by Cloud9 at the event at BlizzCon, and we saw Wildfire. This is a best of 1 series, so best of 1 series are a little bit different.
Of course.
It's a lot easier to bring it in a best of 3. It's a lot easier to see a comeback and adaptation and stuff like that. And some teams really excel in that, but Wildfire, they played it safe. They got a draft that we actually said, we think that EG had the better end of the draft here at the start. I personally
would have
did.
agreed.
I personally thought they did.
It's at least less risky.
Right.
Stitches, you're, again, relying so much on getting those hooks and the lockdown for it, and they executed. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, EG had a couple moments where they were able to capitalize on the overextension from Wildfire, but just didn't end up being enough. They weren't able to get keeps out of it, which sort of snowballs into a bit of pressure. But those Stitches hooks, they were executed very, very well.
Yeah, they were beautifully done. And you know what? Just props to Wildfire. They're going to be advancing to round number 2, so we can actually... Now, the bracket's not quite updated yet. Yeah. We'll get back to that when we're back in a few minutes. But once again, just props to ESV Wildfire. They're going to be advancing. EG falls to the lower end of the bracket, so they're not done yet. They're still in this tournament.
Don't count them out.
They're not out yet. Yeah, they're definitely still in this event. They'll be playing the losers bracket. We're going to prepare our next game as soon as it's ready. We're going to be having, I believe, Symbiote Gaming versus ESV Wildfire for our next match here. And guys, we'll be back in just a few minutes, so stay tuned.